Good morning, students. In the morning, I placed in one small video where I gave my introduction as well as we discussed it, or I simply explained you what we are going to do it. Now we will be starting with our lectures specifically for the subject of chemistry. Again, for myself, R.G. Parikh, I am going to take your chemistry, theory and practicals. Both, but still the practicals, till we get it as a classroom work, we won't be able to do it. So till then we will be going through theories. Okay, now before we start our content, I want to, at least as it is our first lecture, I want to discuss with you something related to the chemistry. You would have studied it in the lower standard as you passed out 9th, 10th you have cleared it with a good percentage. But till then you have studied it in the form of a science. It was a subject termed as science. Now these science, we are going to classify it into 3 subjects. Your science subject, we are going to divide it into 3 of it. One is going to be your physics, chemistry, biology. Right? Those students who have taken it as an B group, they will be studying only physics, chemistry, biology. Maths is not there for them. Those who have not taken it as an B group and they have taken it as an A group, in place of biology they will be having it as a subject of maths. Additional to it, English and computer, as per the time required or as per the schedules, we'll do it later on. At present, these are the 3 main subjects that will be running on for your virtual classes. Okay, now when you were studying it as in science, it wasn't common. Now we are coming it across only chemistry. Now see, majority of the students, we have found it that chemistry becomes a somewhat typical subject for them. The reason is many things has to be learned. If the concepts are not clear, it's very difficult to learn it. Cramming is compulsory, but additional to cramming, before that it's a compulsory that you should understand it. Whatever you have studied it in the lower standard was up to the limitation of those teachers that they have to teach it in those standards. Now you are going to be learning it, the details. Basics you have studied it in 10th, 9th or 10th. You are going to study those things now in more details. Majority of the topics might be same, headings might be same, but the detail, the topic is there. For that case, if I give you an example, what I am talking about, all of you have studied about the concentrations. You know it that when some solutions have been prepared, they should be of so and so concentration. Now that concentration, the unit, the amount of the solute that is added to the solvent, you have termed it 1 or 2, maybe normality, maybe molarity known to you. This year we are going to study many other more of it. We are going to study normality, molality, mole fraction, percentage of weight by weight, maybe weight by volume. Many units are there which we will come across, or we will have to go in the detail of them. Similarly, I'm sure about it. If I ask you, what is an electronic configuration of carbon? Now, you know it. Out of all of you, your answer will be fixed straight away. 2, 4. Right? If you have been told oxygen, you will say 2, 6. If it is told to you chlorine 287, if the configuration is asked, but now I'm not going to say that these are the correct answers. They are not for me as in configuration. For me, these are the magic numbers. They are the something which helps me to know it, the position of an element in the periodic table. For me, these are not the configurations. For me, the configurations, I am going to get it as 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. So how to write this? Or what is it? Everything is new for you. You have never come across till 10th. Till 10th, your configurations were, no doubt, 287 was correct for your 10th standard. But now, we don't have this type of configuration. We'll have to study about it. And to study this, it looks like a simple, but it's not so. You are having it as an half a chapter to understand how to write this. Similarly, in 10th, you have also studied about something related to metals. You have studied about periodic table. You know it what is a periodic table. But you studied it general periodic table. You studied it what is top to bottom known as or left to right known as periods, groups, how many periods are there, how many groups are there. But now, how this periodic table is being arranged, that also we will have to study. Why these elements are placed at a particular positions. What are their properties? What are their trends? If I move from left to right or if I move from top to bottom, what changes I am going to get it? And why I am going to get those changes are necessary to be studied. So we are going it in the detail. Similarly, we will be also having it as one of the topic which you have studied it in the 10th as organic compounds. You know it. You have learned about the compounds. IUPAC nomenclature. IUPAC means International Union of Air and Applied Chemistry. You have studied in it alcohols, carboxylic acids, aldehydes, ketones, halogens, esters. These are the few groups that you have came across. You studied them. You studied it as an alkanes, alkenes, alkyne series. But what are they? How they are formed? Or why to write the nomenclature in that specifications? Or additional to these groups, we are having total 14 such groups to be studied. We are going to come across cyanides, isocyanides. We will be also having amines, nitro, sulfonic acid groups. We will be having it as an ether. We will be having it as an other such functional amides and amines, etc. Right? So all these things we are going to not only going to remain restricted to a small portion. Now we are coming to the very big portion or the syllabus. As a result, what we say it in our first lecture is, you came from a pond, you are a fish of a pond, you came from there and thrown it into the ocean, in the mid of the ocean. We don't have intermediates. Pond to ocean. No rivers, no lakes, no rivers, no seas. You are in the ocean. Right? So it's going to be somewhat difficult. I'm not making you to be feared about the subject, but I'm making you to get aware about the subject. That here you will have to pay a very, very careful attention. It will be necessary for you to attend regular classes. If you miss out one of the lecture, then you will be not able to connect yourself with us in our next lectures. So make it sure that you daily attend or on the regular basis, whenever the videos are there, you observe them carefully and you complete your work day to day. At present, you will be having a limitation, or you will be having on only limited lectures. Specifically, as already I have sent you the timetable in which I have indicated that I am going to take your only 2 lectures, right? That means on Monday and Wednesday. On Monday and Wednesday, I will be placing 2 such videos related to your contents. I will be placing with you a PDF for related to your textbook in-text questions and some other solved or unsolved questions. Additional to it, make it sure that you keep on practicing it, all those things which are given in our textbook. Go through the textbook word to word, line to line. Make it sure, because you are going to appear for entrance exams also, where you will be having a multiple choice. For the multiple choice, you know it that there are no limitations. From a single line, we can prepare 5 to 10 MCQs. That means from a page, 100 of MCQs. Or from a chapter, 1000 of the MCQs can be prepared. Right? So, there is no limitations of it. So, you will have to make it sure that you are thoroughly studying those things. Right? I just discussed with you some of the topics that you have studied it, and we are going to study it in further details today. Right? Okay. Out of that, today, first of all, from the chapter, the first chapter itself, in my second video, which I will be placing it within a few within a few moments, I will be discussing with you related to the first chapter, and we will be starting through our content in that lectures. For today, the content you will be having only 1 lecture. From Wednesday, I will be placing 2 different lectures of 15, 17, 20 minutes depending upon the topic, and you will have to go through it and work on it. Right? If you are having any doubts or queries, first of all, try to make it as ensure that we are free, or specifically my WhatsApp number 9924473272. This is my WhatsApp number on which you can put your question, and if it becomes necessary that the question is not clear through the WhatsApp, you can give me a phone call on this number. Right? So make it sure that everything is clear daily. Don't put it as a pending for next lectures or someday later on I will talk it. Don't do it like that. Do it on the same moment. Okay? Thank you.